Well,
So I'll say this has been taking a little bit of time though. So you're starting to you've gotten the body out of storage. You're hooking up her cortical stack. You're getting this all fixed in.
I grabbed the towel and cleaned the table off of all the blood we left.
Hopefully before her body got there, but
yeah.
She wouldn't notice, right? So I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering if it's like if you're putting the same cortical stack and you're like
no, you're doing a transfer. So like I just like take the head, I shove it into a machine, and then it just like clicks and connects to the other one. And then there's a digital transfer is how it describes it.
Yeah. So you're working on that. You're digitally transferring her mind over. And meanwhile, the rest of you, which is just Baron von Squilliams and Mr. Bridges, what are you doing?
Moving forward with all due haste. In the direction that Baron von Squilliams is leading, because I have no map. And like Northerner lost in the south, I've taken a redneck's directions.
All right, so Baron von Squilliams, you're leading this expedition. How are you proceeding forward?
I am walking.
Okay, I didn't know if you're moving at haste or if you're you're pushing forward. Like what are you like? How are you pushing forward? Are you trying to be safe and cautious, or are you just charging forward?
I know I'm keeping in mind that obviously we're getting closed on, so I'm moving with a bit of haste. But before I take a corner, I might just peek around it real quick, and then instead of like charging blindly to wherever I'm going, I would like to be invisible as much as I can, and try to like when I do peek around corners. So like maybe I don't really care too much as I'm like crawling down the hall, but when I go to look around corners, I'll try to be as stealthy as I can.
Using your chameleon skin.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so as you guys are moving forward, you can probably see these radio blips coming closer and closer, closing in on your ship from what looks like all sides. As you're moving forward, you're moving down a hallway, and each time you get to a door, or as you're moving down, you keep hearing a voice over the intercom. This is the voice of the Mockingbird. Please report to a safe area. Please stop what you're doing. The ship has multiple contamination breaches. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I actively ignore it.
Yeah, all right, so you guys are just ignoring it. All right, so you guys are just ignoring this voice as it says, people are coming to escort you to a safe location. Please stay where you are. Please stay calm. Please do not damage the ship. And you guys are storming forward, and you open the door, and it reveals an enormous room that is completely pitch dark. And you've kind of stepped out onto what looks like some sort of balcony, and you see two sets of stairs on either side leading down into the darkness. Do either of you have any sort of improved vision?
I am wearing specs, and specs have the T-rays that let me see through walls and everything like that, and they also give me the benefit of enhanced vision.
Does that let you see in the darkness, or does it just let you see?
I believe enhanced vision lets you see the entire spectrum, doesn't it?
Yes, gives you the whole spectrum.
Yeah,
so I mean, if there's zero light, it's still dark, but if there's any type of radio waves, which the radio waves that you're constantly emitting would probably qualify.
Also, heat is emits radiation of a certain degree that allows you to see.
Yeah, see more colors, all kinds of light. Eyes have variable focus. You can selectively filter out what you do and do not want to see, and you have +10 to perception test.
Yeah. Plus, I'd have predator vision, essentially, even in darkness. So,
I have polarization vision.
Actually, yeah, there's a good one right there. You see infrared. There's a big glowing hotspot not too far away, providing all the light you need.
So that is what your vision would tell you, but I need the both of you to make will saves.
Will saves, okay.
or not will saves, will checks, I believe they are. Yeah, willpower checks.
You're changing my pages on me again.
I sorry, I keep checking. You're the first character sheet I see, and I hate that the character sheet changes pages for everyone, but you're the first one I pick up, and I look at it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be willpower.
I was going to ask what it was for, because I have multiple modifiers to all these things, but I pass anyway.
Do you have any bonuses against psionics?
Yeah, I have psionic defense, but I already passed, so...
Yeah, but if this is against someone's psionics, then
okay. Hold on, then.
You're trying to get the higher result.
Let's see here.
But, I mean, you passed is all that matters, and then after that it goes on to your number. So,
Okay.
I have psi defense at level 2.
Yeah, so your total result was what would that be, a 65? So you had a 65 and you rolled a 19, so you still succeeded. You just don't know if they rolled higher than you. So you guys step into this room, and the room it opens up, and you see what looks like a large, rather empty room with your dark vision. And on the very far side, there's a single what looks like operating table, or maybe not an operating table. The operating table is the wrong word. That looks like a single hospital bed with a single figure laying on it. And a voice, the same voice that's been speaking to you on all of these comms, says, "This is the voice of the Mockingbird. You have entered a restricted area. Please leave."
Reminder, alive or dead?
Alive is better.
Cortical stack intact.
Cortical stack intact. Nothing about the living body, though. Not important.
You can just take the head if you really want to.
Alright, then I'm going to open fire on the body real quick. I do not care, but the experience that we've already seen from the other room. Eliminate threats before they become threats.
Okay.
I can see Sean doesn't agree. My gun
Open
doesn't
fire.
care.
No, that's fine. I mean, I wasn't what I was gonna do, but hey.
Yeah, the look on your face was telling me, pull the trigger.
Yeah, Anarchy Bird just like, oh yeah, you just need the stack. You could take the head. Why? What's happening?
Not a great roll, but still 30 damage.
So you blast, blam, 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 and you start blasting. You just start blasting into the room, and you fire on that body, and it looks like you just riddle the body with shots.
Well, it's one shot.
With
what I was
shots.
indicating to Eli earlier is that basically every one of my shots is me spending 2 gear points. These shots are very effective, but very expensive.
Aren't they
you fire
explosives?
And just blast.
Heaps aren't. Heaps are, well, they are explosive, but they're not the area of effect explosive. Those are different shots. The ones that are area of effect will say so. I put it all in the description field.
Okay.
Because they have different damage effects, like every 2 meters away from the target and everything.
So I need you to make a intelligence check.
You mean cognition?
No, int. INT.
Intuition.
Intuition. You need to make an intuition check. Sorry, I'm used to saying INT and thinking it's intelligence. You need to make an intuition check.
Just make sure I don't have anything. No. Lucidity, no. No. Nope, okay, that's it. I failed.
All right, so you open fire, pow, with your one shot, boom, and it fires across and poof, explodes in center mass, and it looks like you see gore fly to all sides, and you see several lights on the wall kind of flash red, and like you see several pieces of machinery start lowering from the ceiling and start kind of investigating what's happened. It looks like as if the ship is reacting to one of its patients taking damage. What do you do now? What do the two of you do? You see emergency lights start flickering. What are you doing, Baron von Squilliam? He's fired once.
So I guess yeah, I'm just looking around to see if there's any security that's going to be coming after us, or if there's any machines that might be trying to chop off our heads, or anything of that nature in this
You're
room.
not seeing any of those machines, but you are hearing alarms going off and patient health in danger, patient health in danger, things like that going off.
Okay. Yeah, then I'd like to go up to the body then and see if we can get that cortical stack.
All right, make an intuition check as well.
Okay, cool.
Right. So you start moving down into the room, and you take a step. There is gravity in this room, and you start you start going down these stairs, and you move down across the floor, and something immediately feels wrong because the floor doesn't feel solid. It feels like it gives way, like it's soft, like it's
then I'm gonna hold.
And as you do, as you take these steps with your octopusy legs, your suction cups, the whole room kind of flickers and fades away. It's almost if there's been some sort of illusion on you, and
What?
the room is covered in some sort of fleshy monstrosity. You see arms and legs sticking out from every wall and surface. It appears as if it's one enormous human, the size of an entire room, the size of an entire gym. You see there's like several torsos stacked on top of each other and legs sticking out from several spots. You see numerous heads, and you're not seeing where that table is either. And instead you see numerous heads. All of them, all the heads you're seeing that stick out, all look like the General Nell Umbrell's heads as they're sticking out from its body, and each of them is screeching and roaring in agony because you see where he fired, kind of in a direct line of it, there's a blasted chunk where it looks like there's gore just been splattered around. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Should I roll it even though I'm all the way in another room?
Yes, we'll have you roll as well.
Okay. Click the token.
Oh wait, I forgot to
Open.
click my token.
Go to combat.
Same roll though.
Yeah, it's an 8.
We're all rolling 11s.
I'm slightly faster
Than who?
11.
than I was before.
I was about to say, we all rolled 11s and you said, I'm slightly faster.
I'm slightly faster. So, Baron von Squilliams, did you roll twice?
I did same roll. I didn't click my character the first time.
Apparently 11 is the magic number.
So, just everyone got 11s?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Perfect. You guys all go after this creature, and since you guys all have 11s, it doesn't really matter the order. So, on its turn, this giant misshapen thing roars in rage, and he's like, "Why would you disturb my slumber?" And like all the other heads start echoing this same thing, and some of them are like, "No, why?" And then some others are like, "Yes, join us, more flesh." I also, now's a good time to remember stress. I need the both of you to roll willpowers. Willpower?
Against
With-
what? I mean,
This is-
versus what's the source?
What is the stress?
Yeah, what is the stress?
Well, actually, you don't know this yet because you
My
haven't.
problem
broken
is
the
that
solution.
I'm hardened against a certain type of stress, which is why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm just double checking because there's 4 types of stress. Which one are you hardened against?
Violence.
This would... I don't think this is violence. I think this is considered... I want to say maybe alienation. There's alienation, helplessness. No, it's against the unknown. It's against the unknown.
This guy inviting me to join him is clearly alienating me.
No, it's against the unknown because fighting weird modified creatures.
And then there's no
unknown.
There's no fear effect to this, right?
No, basically this is just going to give you stress.
I'm just making sure because I'm also
so at the moment.
fear.
Yeah, I only need Baron von Squilliam. So you rolled under your willpower. So this creature is crazy and it's scary. It's full of fleshy chaos, but you are unperturbed by its appearance.
Nice.
So, on its turn, it is going to attempt to bite you.
Me?
So, yes.
No.
I guess you are the furthest one into the room.
Yes, since you stepped on its fleshy masses, it bites you, and it got a 45. Oh, that is a secret roll. So I'll roll again. Are you going to do any sort of fray? Are you going to defend against it?
Yeah. Fray, is this versus melee or is this versus ranged?
It is against a melee attack.
Wait, these are derived stats. It's no way that's... Or is that right?
What is your fray skill?
My fray skill's a lot higher. My fray skill is... Oh, what? Why is it 10? I'm looking. I'm somehow on Delphine's score.
Oh, you've pulled up the wrong character sheet.
Yep, that makes sense.
Which explains some things in hindsight.
Yes.
So you've succeeded with a 3 under a 60. And he got a 78. His score is a 50, and so some of these mouths start like reaching up and open, like one of the fleshy cavities opens up into a mouth and tries to bite at you, and you manage to scuttle away, kind of knock it aside with your tentacles, but you're unhurt.
Cool.
All right, and next up is Dauphine and Anarchy Bird. You guys are working in the other, down the hall in this operation room, and you're doing all your stuff, and all of a sudden your tac nets start, or not your tac nets, but your VR or your AR, whatever you have that's connected to Baron von Squilliams. He starts freaking out. You're hearing gunfire, and what are you two going? What are you going to do, Dauphine?
I will fly around and follow Anarchy Bird.
Okay. I'll try to send a quick message over to Squilliams and do you need assistance? How much resistance is there?
And I will say, yeah, there's this giant human thing. It's
oh hell yeah! I'll be right there, and I'll start moving down the hallway in my synth body.
So the two of you fly towards fly towards where they are. I'll say you're right outside the room that they're in. So the next turn you can enter as one of your quick actions and then do what you'd like.
Okay, doke.
So John Bridges and Baron von Squilliams, which one of you would like to go first, and what would you like to do?
You can go first, Baron. You're in the most danger.
Okay, yep. I would like to try to scuttle back so that I'm not on top of him.
Okay.
And then I guess, I'm going to call out and ask him, who are you? Or do I recognize him?
You recognize each one of these faces that's on its body as Nel Amral.
Ooh. Okay. Then if that's the case, I'm going to start blasting.
I just started blasting.
I just started blasting. We'll go ahead and do... it's just one target, correct?
Just one enormous target.
Okay. Then I'll do full medic. Additional damage. Oh, bummer.
All right, so you're firing as fast as you can, but maybe it's just your target acquisition is off, and you're firing wild, and you're hitting the sides of the room, and you're hitting just maybe you're even hitting it, but it's just non-vital parts that aren't doing any damage to it.
Damn. Yep.
So, John Bridges, what would you like to do? You still aren't seeing this creature yet. I guess, yeah, because you failed your. Or you haven't had intellect or intuition check yet. So he's telling you something's there, but you're not seeing anything.
I passed the side defense, so I don't think I've got anything wrong. But I guess in reality, the metagame here is that it's rolled higher than me.
Yes.
So I've passed, but I've failed. A pass-fail, as they say. Well, I can't.
You failed.
I can't do what I was thinking of doing because I don't actually see what's going on, or I guess even hear what's going on.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm just going to shoot at the body again. Because
right,
whatever
so
illusion I'm seeing, it just so happens to be that in reality, shooting that body that I see is also hurting this thing, so why not?
Yeah, fire again. And I'll give you another intuition check as you're doing this.
That's a double success?
Yeah.
Also pass the intuition. So that's
so
what
you're starting
I hit
to hear things that aren't happening. Like there's starting to be enough of a cognitive dissonance that it's breaking through this illusion, and all of a sudden you can see this fleshy monstrosity filling up this room. I need you to also roll a stress test against what I said before.
Before I move on to that, do I hit the superior result twice, though?
Yes, you do.
So 36 damage.
Yeah, 36 damage. Nice. You're hurting it.
And we said
you're blowing chunks in it.
Was it willpower?
It is willpower.
And since this is not something I have any bonuses in, I guess, because it's not fear. I'm not afraid of it.
It's just mind-boggling. So this will be 1d10 stress value. So you take 8 points of stress. So what is your TT, your trauma threshold?
7.
So that will be enough to so you suffer a single trauma. So I need you get a -10 modifier to all your tests, and I need you to make another willpower check against disorientation.
Cool, got 5 worse.
All right, so trauma effects. Each time you suffer a trauma, you make an immediate willpower check. If you fail, you're temporarily stunned and disoriented by what you have experienced. You must expend a complex action to regain your wits. Additionally, if you have a disorder triggered by that type of stress, it's activated by the trauma. So you don't have any disorders related to this sort of stress, do you?
I don't have any disorders.
So that doesn't have any effect, but you will be stunned. So essentially, you're going to lose your next complex action at the next round.
Right. Still 36 damage inflicted.
Yes. You still have done that much damage, and it's apparent. You've blasted away at several chunks of it, and there's pieces missing, and you're hearing voices on the like it sounds like the AI voices that at first were calm and orderly are now frantic. Stop what you're doing immediately! I order you to desist or stop. I order you to stop what you're doing now. You must stop. You're destroying so much. My work.
And I'm frozen, so there's no response.
And its turn. So you see the nearby pieces of the torsos start to kind of contort, and it tries to attack you with a spit. It tries to spit something at you. So I guess you're stunned. I don't think that means you still can't take any defensive actions, though.
Dazed, you are mentally stunned. You cannot initiate any actions, but you can take a base move and defend against attacks. That's what dazed means. And was I dazed?
Yeah. You're stunned, and it said...
Stunned, you have the wind knocked out of you. You suffer -30 to all physical actions and -10 to mental actions.
So yeah, you're considered stunned and disoriented. There's no disoriented, so I guess you're just stunned. So you have a -30 to your fray check, or your fray against ranged attacks.
Which is great because your fray against range is already halved.
So it spits at you.
I don't feel so bad now knowing that I rolled a 75, meaning I never would have passed to begin with.
Yeah. So you had a 15 fray, but it like several of these bodies start spitting this strange congealed substance at you, and it hits the wall next to you and starts bubbling and boiling, and the wall starts melting.
Well, here's the great thing. Despite everything that's written there, you've missed me. Sorry.
Yeah.
My thought process were of you've hit me. I'm gonna explain all this, and I realized, wait a second, you just explained you missed me. My brain is bad. Bad brain.
Yeah. He
replacements.
spits at you and misses. However, it is not however. We'll say since Baron von Squilliam is in the room, it is Baron von Squilliam's turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh,
what would you like to do?
I'd like to shoot.
Shoot away.
I'm going through ammo too fast, so...
You're telling me.
Let me use burst fire.
All right,
you have like 4 shots total, don't you, Theta?
What's that?
You have 4 shots total, don't you?
I did it.
5 shots total, but I've used, I don't know, 4 now? I've been keeping track. But my thing is that after that, I only have 5 more shots at all. Then it's all melee. I'm running in here punching shit.
So I need you to roll 2 superior successes, 2 superior results. And you did a total of 6, 9, 26, 28 points of damage. As you're lining up shots and blah, blah, firing well. Blah, blah. What did I say? 29, 26, 28 points of damage.
Yeah.
It is looking significantly diminished in size. And John, what are you going to do?
I use a complex action to regain my wits, and I am fine again.
Awesome.
Would it be a what's complex and what's the other one? Normal?
Quick.
Would it be a quick action to take a perception test?
Yeah, I'd say it'd be a quick check to take a perception check.
Using my T-rays, now that I can see this actual thing, I want to see through its body and around the room to see if I can locate its cortical stack.
All right. So you're seeing through its body. Take a perception check.
I believe this gives me a +10. Is there a hot button for perception? Nope, there's not. Okay, go into skills.
Yeah, and you're probably looking for like the general in particular, but yeah.
Perceive, there we go. With a +10.
Yeah, perceive, that is the check.
All
so
right.
you did succeed. You are seeing a number of cortical stacks built into this creature. You see you're seeing at least 10 of them throughout its entire body.
Cool, and we only need 1. Take 1, blow the ship.
And Dauphine and Anarchy Bird, you're on the other side outside this. You can hear the chaos. The acid has actually hit the wall and might be dissolving it enough that you can see partially into the room through these small holes that are starting to be eaten in the wall.
Oh boy. Well, I definitely want to head into the room because as soon as I see this monstrosity, I'm probably going to try to locate the general's head.
So you enter into this room and you see this fleshy monstrosity filling the room, and you do see a lot of heads. You see a number of the general's heads. You must see at least 20 or even 30 of them, all at different points, some pointing off at odd angles, some of them drooling stupidly, some of them barking and snapping like a dog. I need you to roll both of you need to make a willpower check as you enter this room.
Let's do it. 57.
You're fine. And the both of you have totally seen fleshy monstrosities filling entire rooms with a number of heads.
Have you
easy.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
easy peasy.
Yeah, so I step in. I have a clear sense of what I need to do. I see lots of these heads. Probably could at least reason where the cortical stacks are relative to that because of my job. And I'm going to try to cut off a head and take it with me.
Okay.
Because that's how you get the cortical stack. I believe that is something that if I am just beheading someone will take 2 rounds. I think that's what it says over in the book.
Yes.
I can go ahead and double check on that, but that'll be something I am doing for a little bit. So I'll get back to you on that.
Will you have to make an attack at all?
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
What are you trying to do?
Okay.
Cut off a head and take with me to take the cortical stacks.
So you're jumping down into the fleshy mass to chop off a head?
Yeah.
Okay. Dauphine, what are you doing?
Can birds use guns?
Yes. They have prehensile feet. So you can fly and then use your feet to fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Shoot away. Just roll your gun skill.
Hold on.
Oh, transhuman tech. That's where it is.
All right. So your bonus to hit so you got a 40. So you did hit. So you just step into the room with this. You're flying with a machine gun. So you fly into this room and unload. And I mean you're hitting it, but I mean these are just bullets into a fleshy mass. It's contorting and it's taking damage. It's looking extremely hurt. So, and Anarchy Bird, you are...
So yeah, it doesn't seem like I take a check. The assumption is that if I'm capable of doing the chopping, then it'll probably happen. And if I was just prying and popping it out, it would probably be doing damage to it.
So the one thing is, this creature while it's immobile, it's still able to move and attack you back.
Okay. So in that case, it is not a dead, unconscious, or immobilized morph.
Yes, it's immobilized. It's immobilized in that it can't move because it's just so large, but it's not immobilized in the fact that like the heads and limbs around it can't move.
Okay. In that case, let's wind that back a bit, because if it's not an option, I will just slash at it while trying to get at it, which will just be a normal melee thing I'm going to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't know how much it's phrased, but I'm just going to go ahead and test it. I fail, but I have my pets, and I will command them to attack all the fleshy stuff here.
Yeah, roll 4 attacks for me.
I guess, should I roll exotic skill first to tell them to attack, or is that just something dinosaurs can do?
Yeah, they can just do that.
All right, so let's do it. Pet 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, let's see its bites. or it's not its bite, its fray. It doesn't succeed any of its fray attempts, and
wow.
you have inflicted 3, 7, 8, 9 points of damage on it.
Yep, so the pterodons are just swooping in, going to town, and just ripping off whatever ligaments they can find.
Yeah, so those things are just running around, ripping pieces of this flesh off, and two things happen. The first is you hear several boom, 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 and the entire ship rocks. It feels as if several other things have impacted the ship. It felt similar to the way that your friend John Bridges might have arrived. It seems like something just contacted your ship, and at the same time, you hear Dr. Hilbert. Her voice is frantic over the comms, and she goes, "They're sending ships. They're boarding the Mockingbird. I have to evacuate. I gotta try to run their cordon. I'm getting out of here.
Oh shit.
You're a ride out!
There's no time. I'll try to stay in the area. Try to find escape pods or some way out. Does John Bridges have a vessel of his own?
Well, we'll find out soon.
And
Bridges, are you a hacker?
No. Also, I don't know what size ship. Yeah, I do have a ship, but I don't know what size it is technically to the rules. I was assuming
It's a family sedan.
I was assuming it was a fighter craft, so just one one passenger. But I mean, if Eli has something else in mind, then that's fine.
I'm picturing more of just a little bit larger vessel, kind of like one of those smugglers or
Millennium
bandit
Falcon?
shows. Yeah, something like that. Something
Yeah.
at least at that size. That all those smugglers and bandits seem to have in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Oh,
perfect.
a Corellian Corvette. For some reason, I built a Corellian Corvette in Eclipse Phase. It's big
Sure, you're a Star Wars fan.
big Star Wars nerd before the fall.
They're up to Star Wars 12 now.
I'm surprised there's not a faction in Eclipse Phase that are just like hardcore like Star Wars fans and
I think-
have like all like Star Trek trooper morphs and all that jazz.
I don't think you're taking into account the horror of the fall. Also, you're talking about Cyberpunk, I think, where all the gangs are themed after things. Like the
That's true,
Gilligans and
That's probably true. There'd be more of that in
Every franchise now comes with customized morphs of all the characters.
I mean, again, the fact that 90% of humanity died, I don't think there's a large gap there for Star Trek fans to build the Enterprise.
You never know.
Good God, everybody I've ever known, or even, in fact, seen, is dead. Guess I better start working on my replication of the Enterprise bridge.
There's nothing. Now's the perfect opportunity to do this. Now all those haters are dead. There's just people that support my cause.
Yeah.
So,
glad I really appreciate the situation.
That's the first thing that happened. The first thing is it sounds like the ship is being boarded and your ride is trying to hide. The second thing is that several doors open up to this room, and these almost squid looking robots start buzzing into the room. It looks like they've got several limbs that could be used to either move them around in lower gravity or to pick up and manipulate things, while at least one of their hands has some sort of buzzsaw or cutting instrument.
Baron, you betrayed us.
A total of 4 of these squid-looking killbots
No, it's not me.
have entered the room.
Tell me more about the Reapers.
Oh, so are you in? I was thinking the Matrix things.
If
Oh yeah, that too.
Griffin maybe has some sort of idea what these creatures
I have
might
morph
originally
design as a
been.
knowledge skill.
Yeah, do you want to roll that no skill?
Yeah, I do.
If you were to guess, these robots would most likely be used to harvest mass-produced synthetic flesh. For a hospital ship of this size, they most likely had to have enormous vats to to grow their own skin for the amount of wounded they could tend. And these creatures are most likely the bots that would harvest that.
Nice.
So
They're medical bots, everybody.
they're medical bots. Don't worry about them. And
You could all use a little extra skin. It's fine.
their initiative is 8. So does not look like that'll be a they'll just go last on this turn.
Okay.
Let me just add their initiatives in. And it works perfectly. They're at the very bottom. So at the top of the round, it is the fleshy general's turn, and he is going to. You're standing on top of it, so it's going to try to bite you.
Might have to be more specific. There's multiple us.
It's trying to. Oh yeah, sorry. It's trying to bite you, Griffin. And
Okay.
it fails with a 55. However, all of your little alien guys are close enough that they can all be attacked by a bone spur as well.
Ooh.
So what is the fray on your little dino pets?
They're pretty alright. They have a fray of 30.
All right, so there's 3 of them, correct?
Yes.
None of my rolls were
there's
successful.
4 of them.
None of my rolls were successful. I rolled
right.
an 80, 84, 54, 84, and 89.
4 50-50 chances and just nothing.
Heavens, that is terrible.
Yeah.
So that's its turn. It tries to bite you, and its arms are just flailing around and trying to attack your dino pets, but they're managing to bob and weave and duck out of the way, and are at the moment surviving. Baron, you see these you see Anarchy Bird and his Anarchy dinosaurs are all attacking this fleshy thing, and 4 of what you assume are your brethren, squid bots.
My brethren.
These squid flesh harvester creatures start scuttling around. They look like they have some sort of propulsion system, as they're kind of they're kind of hovering just a little bit and using their devices. It looks like they're not putting their full weight on this fleshy body that they're kind of traversing over to get towards you guys.
Ooh. So it looks like they're coming at us. Are any of these really close together?
I'll say that there's 2 of them. Like, so 4 entered, so 2 came in from each doorway, and they're scuttling across and squidding across this fleshy body.
Cool.
So you could probably, if with any really range, you could probably catch 2 of them and this body itself.
Cool.
If you wanted more of them to be together, then that might be something a flex point might be for.
Oh. Well, I can only shoot at 2 targets at a time. Oh, well, I could go full automatic and do 3 targets. I'll just do 2 right now.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and burst at him.
So that's 1 roll against the both of them, correct?
I believe so.
All right.
So fire 2 targets.
So you've hit them both unless they can make a fray check. The first needs to be public rolls. One of them succeeded their fray, but your roll was higher than their fray roll, and so you have hit the both of them. So 17 damage to the both of them. So you blam, you blasted them. You've done, each one of them has taken a wound. So we'll lovingly call these bots 1 and 2.
Q.
And they both have -10s and have taken a good amount of damage.
Awesome.
So you step up, they start scuttling in, you shed a single tear for your squid robot brethren, and then you blast them. Bow, 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 bow. They both look significantly damaged. They both kind of are starting to fly awkwardly. You've kind of thrown them off their trajectory. John, you're up next.
How far apart are these squids?
Two of them came in from different sides of the room, so these squids individually might be within maybe 2-3 meters of each other.
Cool, then I get them all. I'm gonna use a since my gun can hold 8 micros, and each of mine is a 1 micro basically. So I have like 5 heap, 1 frag, and 2 high explosives. Sorry,
Okay.
other way around. 2 frags, 1 high explosives in my seeker pistol. So I'm gonna use the high explosive to try and hit all of the squids in one shot.
So how big of an explosion is the high explosive?
Depends on how well I roll, because the explosive damage decreases for every 2 meters away.
Oh, okay.
It's centered on an area.
Okay.
So
you're firing
conceivably,
at-
I'm also hitting the giant fleshy monster at the same time.
What's the max
So-
damage it rolls?
The max damage, I think like 25, 27. Well, no, that's the average. It's 3d10 plus 10.
Nice.
So 40 could be the max. So it could
So up to 20
theoretically-
meters, everything is going to get somewhat damaged, possibly, at the absolute worst.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll find out.
Here's what I'm wondering: are you firing at the general and trying to hit all 4 squids, or are you firing at 2 and hoping the blast can hit the other 2 on the other side of the room?
Yes.
I think he's going with the latter.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to hit whatever squid is closest to all the other squids.
Okay. Are you primarily aiming at the wounded ones that Baron hit, or the unwounded ones?
I said the closest ones. I'm aiming at the one that's closest to all the other squids. My intent is to hit all squids and possibly the general. Again, it's all dependent on the damage roll for the range, the radius.
Okay.
Also, this is an
Shoot away.
aimed shot, so plus 10.
So you hit with a 99, or is that plus 10 built into your 90?
No, it's not. So my gun's skill at this point is actually 100, and I hit with a 99. So I guess
Alright.
that's the maximum crit that I could possibly get.
Yeah, that's both a critical and so that doubles the damage you did.
Doubles
So
the
you did
damage,
72 points of damage.
plus double superior result, right?
Yeah, so roll twice.
And it knocks everyone down within a 10-meter radius. So that's what, 82 damage?
Yes, it'd be 82 points of damage. So you fire into that room. Do they get fray checks against this? I guess it wouldn't matter since you have the highest critical possible. There's not really any.
I mean, could they pass a fray test where they'd roll 100?
No, and even if they rolled 100, that wouldn't matter because your critical success triumphs a higher roll. So your blast, you fire into this room and you're like, all right, high explosive, and you fire, and maybe there's something in this room, or maybe there's, something that they have on their
Medical
bodies.
oxygen tanks in the corner, no!
Yeah, there's just all these high explosives that they
The
just have
medical
sitting around
gasoline
this room,
canister, no!
and it blows. It's enough damage that it's going to incinerate the general. All 4 of these squids, and all of you guys are also going to take, because you 82 feet, you're all going to take 20 points of damage.
Yikes.
You know, I know almost killing you all, or possibly maybe killing you all, is a downside, but here's the funny thing, is that a cortical stack has an armor value of 30-30. So there's a possibility that I've destroyed the cortical stacks of the general as well.
Yes.
There's also the DR number where I guess you have to exceed that. And mine is 80, and I consider myself only moderately tanky.
Well, here's
so
the thing, though. Even if I took 20 damage, I don't take 20 damage.
And
I
this
think
is a
that's
kinetic explosion, right?
Sorry, is this kinetic or is this energy?
This is
Uh,
kinetic.
yeah, I believe
So-
high explosive is kinetic.
Okay.
Nope,
So-
nope. High explosive is energy.
Oh, high
Ooh.
explosive is energy.
Okay. So I have 8 armor, and I
So
take
you take-
20. So I
Yes,
take
20 points
12?
of damage.
You have
Yes.
8 energy armor.
Yeah.
I have 6 energy armor, so I am now at 20 damage total out of 40 durability. I believe
where-
I am probably wounded.
And this is where do we put this at?
This would be under let's
Physique
see.
on the right-hand side of the combat. Right under Dur has damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there's durability, wound, and
So it'd be a
damage, and then wounds.
16-point wound then for me if I had an 8 armor,
Yes.
or
No,
or,
your
12.
damage is 12. You've
Damage
taken
is-
12 damage. And
Okay.
is 12 damage over WT, your wound threshold?
Yes.
Yes.
So then, and how many times? So like if your wound
Twice.
threshold was
Once.
5, if you take 10
Well-
points and you have 2 wounds.
Yeah, because it got reduced to 14 instead of 16, it's only 1 point X, so it's not over 2.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got 2.
I've got 6 energy for kinetic. So what's that? What does that give me?
So you've taken 14
14.
points of damage.
Under wound.
Under damage.
Damage, and then your wound threshold is the WT. And
Yes.
so
Hmm.
for every
So
time.
the wound, the durability, the wound threshold, and the durability, or damage rating. Those things are set by your morph.
Mhm.
So whatever morph
your
you have.
DR is your
I haven't
death
plugged it
rating.
anymore,
If you
so-
got over your DR, you're dead. That's what your death
Yeah.
rating is.
Dead.
So
I mean-
14 damage, took 8 of it for wound threshold, and then there's not enough to wrap around for a second time.
Exactly.
So I have taken 1 wound, correct?
That's correct.
Oh, let me
Okay.
try the new morph still.
As
Mm.
a synth morph, I can ignore exactly 1 wound, or at least minus 10 to penalties due to wounds. Because of
So
the pain filter.
you don't have any penalty from that wound.
And if your damage goes over your DUR, that means that you're like incapacitated or whatever.
Correct.
Well,
That is correct.
not to be the smug asshole that just almost killed a lot of the party, but I take no damage, so I'm good. I have 30 armor.
That's pretty nice.
Well-
Hot damn.
It's the maximum I could get to because after the things I was doing, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff where you'll take negative modifiers to anything you do when you get too high, and the maximum amount of armor you can have is equal to your, without, again, more negative modifiers, is equal to your SOM, your somatics. So I have 30 somatics for that reason.
Yeah, the really crazy, heavily armored individual throws grenade and doesn't care. It's great. I love it.
Well, to be fair, that was an insane number to have
I
done.
think that
Yeah,
cleared
that
the
was
room.
actually insane. I didn't even expect that all to happen. I mean, yeah. What I'm wondering if, like mechanically, since this is our first time we've had this happen, I'm wondering if the superior results are also multiplied by the damage.
I don't know. To be fair, though, we've already done over 100 damage to the general.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
literally can only barely be a little higher.
No, I
Oh,
mean
this
This really
before.
isn't a concern.
Before the
I'm
big
literally a
explosion.
medic. I can probably just heal everyone.
But I guess the question on my mind is, so you checked out the DR of the big flesh creature. Was that enough to completely destroy it and make it impossible to harvest the cortical stacks?
It has been completely destroyed because do you want to know how much damage it had left before you fired that shot?
5.
I'm gonna guess like 10.
Wait,
Less.
if this is private, if this price is right, 1. I choose 1. Screw the rest of you.
No, you're right. It had exactly 1 damage left before it was unconscious, and you just boom nuked it. So there, you guys are. I mean, we'll say for thematics, there's this huge explosion and a ripple of pop, 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 and shrapnel goes everywhere, and that because of what you've hit, there's like micro explosions and there's several
my gosh.
blasts and there's a large wave of
The
fire.
Dino
and like
Oh,
everyone
God.
is knocked back, and the smoke clears, and I mean, there's just
The dino pets are all
scrap.
down.
Oh, the
Oh,
dino
right.
pets! I didn't even.
Four. Yeah, I know. I just recalled it. They have 4 energy armor because dinosaurs are the only ones that get armored, but they have 15 durability. So 19 versus 20, they're out. Probably dead.
Well, thank God that you guys weren't standing in the center of the room. That's all I'm saying.
So
Can't I
the
just-
smoke clears. What would you all like to do? There's you probably you're hearing warning signals echo through several of the other halls. That explosion's probably blown off all the doors to this room, so you can hear them echo, and maybe throughout the rest of the ship you can hear gunfire as well.
I think, if I'm right, there is still some chance to assemble broken cortical stacks into something functional for later. I'm still gonna try scooping them up anyway, just to see what we can get, but I'm still gonna hightail it out of there immediately afterwards.
Wouldn't our medic know about that?
I have no idea actually, but yeah. I mean, I have veterinarian skills.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Flex
I
point.
forgot. You're not the human doctor.
Flex points are
Yeah.
great. As I'm searching through them, how about I say I'd like to spend a flex point to find the one that just happened to be behind like this odd piece of metal plate, you know? It's like, weird, why did this morph have this plate here? I guess it was decorative, but it took most of the shrapnel. Huh.
So yeah, part of the narrative control was there actually was that operating table. And the operating table, but like the fleshy thing had grown all around it, and so that operating table served as like a shield. So when the explosion went off, it mostly got incinerated, but there's still just like a twisted torso on the other side that has a stack left.
Yep, come with me.
So would everyone did just get hurt. I believe now is a good time to test out those medical abilities that you have, Isadora.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a robot. You can't help me. I'm sorry.
So this is on page 221 for the healing rates. So,
I've got it all under my character, but thank you.
oh, perfect. So how you need to do medicine paramedic checks to heal people,
Okay.
and this will take 10 minutes plus 10 minutes per wound. So is that time you'd like to take?
I'll guard the door if you want to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I would like to use that.
And all the giant holes I've made inset doors.
I guess
This can be done anytime within 24 hours. So it doesn't like if you guys feel like time is more important, you can do that after, like, while you're escaping or something like that, or once you've escaped, if time is of a concern.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling any press for time.
Well-
I'll guard the door if you want to heal people.
I mean, sure, I'll use my healing spray on myself.
Oh, yeah, I have a healing spritz. Does that actually apply to synths?
Not healing spray, but there
so.
is a synthetic version of that.
Okay.
There's a synthetic
Healing
version which
spray-
is a repair spray sort of thing.
Healing spray, healing spray / repair spray. Those will work over the hours. So like if you use one of your healing sprays on yourself, it's not going to do anything immediately, but
Right.
within the next hour you'll get healed.
Right. We don't quite have that hour, so unless there's something you can do immediately, I'm going to recommend let's start going to the ship.
I mean, I have like a doc bot that does stuff.